It was a Tuesday morning, October 7th, 2025. The city was just waking up, bathed in the soft glow of sunrise. Office buildings stood tall and silent, their windows reflecting the promise of a new day. For most, it was just another ordinary morning, but for Sarah it would become a day she would never forget. Sarah sat at her desk, coffee in hand, prepping for her day. She was organized, diligent, and prided herself on her attention to detail. Her morning routine was a comforting ritual, checking emails, reviewing her calendar, and planning her tasks. The aroma of fresh coffee filled the air, grounding her in the familiar. Suddenly, her phone buzzed, a sharp vibration that cut through the quiet. It was a text from Omnicorp Financial, her trusted bank, warning of a suspicious login attempt from a foreign country. The message was urgent, its tone unmistakably serious. Sarah's heart skipped a beat as she read the words, her mind racing with questions. Panic set in. She felt a cold wave of anxiety wash over her. The message assured her that a security specialist would call immediately to help secure her account. The reassurance was meant to calm her, but instead it heightened her sense of alarm. She clutched her phone tightly, waiting for the promised call, her thoughts swirling with worry about her finances and personal information. Seconds later, her phone rang. The caller ID displayed Omnicorp Financial, just as the text had promised. Everything seemed legitimate, almost routine, as if the bank had anticipated the threat and was ready to protect her. Mark, from the Fraud Prevention Department, spoke with calm authority. His voice was steady, professional, and reassuring. He introduced himself, explained the situation, and thanked Sarah for her vigilance. There was no hint of urgency in his tone, just the quiet confidence of someone who handled crises every day. "We've detected a critical alert on your account. I need to guide you through a verification process to secure your funds," he said. His words were clear and direct, leaving no room for doubt. Sarah listened intently, grateful that someone was taking charge. He explained a new protocol. She'd receive one-time passwords, which she must read back to him to confirm her identity. The process sounded official, even routine. Sarah had heard of such measures before, and the familiarity put her slightly at ease. She watched as the first code arrived on her phone, the numbers glowing on the screen. The first code arrived. Sarah, anxious, read it aloud, her voice trembling just slightly. Mark thanked her, his tone unwavering, and asked her to wait for the next code. Each step felt like a necessary precaution, a barrier against unseen threats. Mark confirmed, then asked for the next code. The process repeated, each code a small reassurance that her account was being protected. Sarah followed his instructions, trusting the process, wanting desperately to believe that her money was safe. The process felt official, like a real security drill. The language, the procedures, even the background sounds of a busy office on the other end of the line, all of it reinforced the illusion of authenticity. Sarah had no reason to doubt. Everything matched her expectations of a real bank security call. In under 3 minutes, Mark declared her account safe and ended the call. Sarah exhaled, relieved, feeling a weight lift from her shoulders. She thanked him for his help, grateful that the crisis had been averted so quickly and efficiently. Sarah exhaled, relieved, and returned to work. She felt a renewed sense of security, confident that she had acted quickly and responsibly. The rest of the morning passed uneventfully, her mind already moving on to the day's tasks. An hour later, an official email arrived. "Thank you for your recent large fund transfer." The subject line caught her eye, a ripple of confusion passing through her. She hadn't authorized any transfer. Her heart began to race as she opened the message, scanning the details in disbelief. The truth hit. Mark was a fraudster. The codes she had read aloud weren't for her protection. They were the keys to her own vault, handed over willingly. The realization was crushing, a tidal wave of shock and regret. Her life savings were gone, stolen with her own help. The money she had worked so hard to save, the security she had built for herself, vanished in an instant. The sense of violation was overwhelming, leaving her numb and devastated. The fortress of one-time passwords had been breached. The very system designed to protect her had been turned against her. exploited by someone who understood not just technology, but human psychology. In moments of panic, even the strongest security can crumble. Fear clouds judgment, urgency overrides caution, and trust becomes a weapon. Sarah replayed the call in her mind, searching for the moment she could have stopped it, the red flag she missed. The attack was swift, professional, and devastating. The fraudster had planned every detail, exploiting not just digital vulnerabilities, but emotional ones as well. It was a reminder that cybercrime is as much about manipulating people as it is about breaking codes. Sarah's story is a warning. Trust, urgency, and technology can be weaponized against us. No one is immune, no matter how careful or experienced. The tools we rely on for safety can become the very instruments of our undoing if we let our guard down. The real threat isn't just technical, it's psychological. Social engineering preys on our instincts, our fears, and our desire to do the right thing. It's a battle fought not just on screens, but in our minds and hearts. And it can happen to anyone. In a world where technology connects us all, vigilance is our only true defense. Sarah's experience is a stark reminder. Always question, always verify, and never let fear make decisions for you. Because sometimes, the call that changes everything is the one you never see coming. Sarah's story is fictional, but the threat is real. This video is for education and awareness, not instruction. By understanding how these attacks work, we can better defend ourselves. The goal: empower you to recognize red flags and protect your digital life. Let's break down how these scams work and how to stop them. Two-factor authentication, especially one-time passwords, has long been our digital shield, a barrier we trust to keep our online lives safe. For years, we've relied on these codes, believing they're the ultimate defense against hackers and cyber threats. The process feels simple and reassuring. A unique code, generated just for you, delivered straight to your device. A code sent to your phone feels secure, almost unbreakable. It's like a secret handshake between you and your bank, your email, or your favorite app. Each time you receive that text or notification, it's a small moment of relief, a sign that your accounts are protected by something only you can access. But cybercriminals have learned to exploit our trust in this system. They know that while the technology is strong, human nature can be a weak link. Hackers don't always need to break through firewalls or crack passwords. Sometimes they just need to trick us into giving up the code ourselves. The OTP itself isn't the weakness. It's our assumptions about its power. We believe that as long as we have the code, we're safe. But that's not always true. The code only proves someone has your phone, not that it's you holding it. If someone else gets access to your device or convinces you to share the code, the protection vanishes instantly. Attackers don't need to hack your device. They just need to convince you to hand over the code. Social engineering, using manipulation, urgency, or even pretending to be someone you trust, can be just as effective as any technical hack. The illusion is powerful. As long as you receive the OTP, you feel safe. But this sense of security can be misleading, making us let our guard down at the worst possible moment. The reality is stark. If you share your OTP, you're handing over the keys to your digital kingdom. It's like giving a stranger the combination to your safe, no matter how strong the lock is. Criminals use urgency and authority to short-circuit your skepticism. They might pose as your bank, a tech support agent, or even a family member in distress, pressuring you to act quickly and share your code before you have time to think. The strongest lock is useless if you open the door for the thief. No matter how advanced our security tools become, they can't protect us from our own misplaced trust. In today's world, trust, not technology, is the new target. Staying safe means questioning, pausing, and never sharing your codes, no matter how convincing the request may seem. The modern OTP scam is real-time social engineering. The attacker triggers a legitimate OTP from your bank, then calls you, posing as an authority. They already have your personal info, enough to sound convincing. Their script: "We need your code to block a fraud." In reality, they're using it to steal your money. You become an unwitting accomplice, reading out the code that unlocks your account. The bank system sees a valid transaction, no technical red flags. The only thing compromised is your trust. Let's break down the anatomy of a digital heist, a step-by-step look at how cybercriminals can steal your money in a matter of minutes. Here's how the attack unfolds, often without you even realizing it until it's too late. Step 1. It all starts with your personal information. The attacker purchases your details, like your name, phone number, and bank account, from a data breach. These details are often sold in bulk on the dark web, where hackers trade stolen credentials for a few dollars each. You might never know your data is out there, but for cybercriminals, it's a goldmine. Step 2. Armed with your information, the attacker tries to log into your bank account. If you've reused passwords across sites, it's even easier. They use automated tools to test your credentials, and once inside, they quickly initiate a fund transfer, aiming to move your money before you notice anything suspicious. Step 3. To complete the transfer, the bank sends a one-time password, OTP, to your phone. Here's where social engineering comes in. The attacker calls you, pretending to be from your bank's security team. They sound urgent and convincing, warning you of suspicious activity and asking for the OTP to secure your account. Step 4. Trusting the caller, you read out the code. The attacker immediately enters it, bypassing the bank's security and completing the theft. In seconds, your money is gone, and you're left wondering what just happened. Sometimes the attacker isn't satisfied with just one transfer. They may ask for multiple codes, authorizing several transactions, or even changing your account settings to lock you out completely. This leaves you helpless as more of your funds disappear. By the time you realize what's happened, your account is empty. The stolen money is often quickly laundered through cryptocurrency, making it nearly impossible to trace or recover. The digital trail vanishes almost instantly. The entire attack is fast, highly targeted, and absolutely devastating. In just a few minutes, a cybercriminal can turn your digital life upside down, leaving you to deal with the aftermath. The biggest mistake? Trusting unsolicited messages and calls. Criminals spoof numbers and mimic official texts. If a message or call feels urgent, that's a red flag. No real bank will ever ask for your OTP over the phone. The moment someone does, hang up. Always verify by calling your bank directly, using the number on their website or your card. Never act on pressure or panic. The right move: pause, verify, and take control. Scammers rely on your fear and trust. Don't give them either. Protect yourself with these habits. Never share your OTP, ever. Be skeptical of unexpected calls or texts about your accounts. Hang up and call back using official numbers. Use authenticator apps or security keys instead of SMS codes. Practice good password hygiene. Unique, complex passwords for every account. Use a password manager to keep track. If one password is breached, others stay safe. Security is a habit, not a one-time fix. Stay vigilant. Your digital life depends on it. Technology can't protect us from manipulation. Cybercriminals exploit urgency, fear, and our desire to help. When pressured, pause and think. It's okay to be rude to a stranger on the phone. Your security matters more than politeness. Talk about these threats with friends and family, especially those most vulnerable. Awareness is our best defense. The more we share, the less effective these scams become. The human element is both the weakness and the solution. Train yourself and others to recognize the signs. Digital security is a process, not a product. The OTP is only as strong as your vigilance. Never surrender control to unsolicited requests. Always verify, always question. Technology evolves, and so do scams. Complacency is the enemy. No one is immune. You are the final guardian of your assets. Stay informed, skeptical, and alert. Your digital life is a fortress, and you are the sentinel. The watch never ends. Don't let your guard down. Thanks for watching. And remember, stay safe online. You've got this. See you in the next one. This is Cyber Defense, signing off.